So this is the setup for a barrel right wall, which I run after the left walls and before the center. And this is the current setup of the center walls. I noticed the reason we have it set up like this is for the door cutout. But if we don't cut out the door quite all the way, leave a little onion skin, I can speed up the process of the setup, have better suction around the door, and make it just all around easier. So we're going to try it out here and hopefully it works. Well, I got it set up in the program. Now I just have to, instead of moving that arm over and the pods all over the place, all I have to do is move this arm from here to over here, that arm from there to over there, this pod down, this pod up, and this pod down. Saves about probably 10 or 15 pods. Say 10 pod placement movements, and should create a lot more suction on the part. Let's give it a go. So from setup to setup, I went from about 220, it's actually just a little bit over, to 40 seconds with 3 pod placements and 2 arm placements. And this is without changing the pods to what they need to be. But for the 220, there's an extra 14 pod changes. They have to make sure they're set up right so you don't cut into them. For the new setup, there's 3 pod changes, and they're easy enough to make, and it's not a big deal. And then after I did that, I actually took out one of the arm movements and changed where it started to cut out on the door. So it saves a lot of time on setup. Now I just have to see if we can keep that time saved on the cutout. So to save the time on the cutout, instead of running the back middle and then the front middle, we will simply run the front middle and the back middle. And that way I can do the cutout while the back middle is running. And perfect. So we'll save over a minute and a half on something that simple. Getting rid of that red time. Thanks.